Right now, the television in your living room is taking a screenshot of everything on its screen. Not once a day, not once an hour, every 15 seconds if it is an LG, every 60 seconds if it is a Samsung. According to a peer-reviewed study published at the 2024 ACM Internet Measurement Conference by researchers from UC Davis, University College London, and Universidad Carlos Roman III de Madrid. This is not a theory or a privacy advocate's warning. It was tested, measured, and confirmed. If you own a smart TV bought in the last 10 years, it is almost certainly doing this right now. And the odds are extremely high that you agreed to it buried inside a wall of legal text on the day you set it up and have not thought about it since. Most people who hear this assume the screenshots are going somewhere harmless. A server that checks whether you are watching a streaming service you are not supposed to share with, or a system that helps Netflix recommend your next show. That assumption is wrong in a way that is difficult to fully absorb once you understand the business model behind it. The technology is called Automatic Content Recognition, or ACR. It does not just capture what you are watching on Netflix or cable. According to the same 2024 UCL study, it captures everything displayed on your screen, including content from devices connected through your HDMI ports. A gaming console, a laptop with work documents open, a security camera feed cast to your screen. The TV does not care what the source is. It sees the screen and it takes the picture. If how the devices in your home actually work, not how the box says they work, is the kind of thing you need to know, this channel exists for exactly that reason. Subscribe so you do not miss the next one. Now back to your television. The technology that makes this possible was acquired deliberately, not stumbled upon. Vizio, one of the best-selling television brands in America, purchased a company called Cognitive Networks in 2015 specifically to get its ACR capability. They renamed the technology Inscape. For years, Vizio used it to collect viewing data from millions of American households without clearly telling users it was happening. In 2017, the Federal Trade Commission sued Vizio for collecting data from more than 11 million televisions and selling it to third-party data brokers, combined with age, gender, income, marital status, and household data purchased separately to build detailed consumer profiles for advertisers. Vizio settled the case for $2.2 million. They changed their consent language. They kept collecting data. According to industry analysis compiled through 2025, Vizio's advertising and data platform revenue hit approximately $598 million in 2023. In that same year, their hardware revenue, the actual television sets, declined 22%. Their data business grew 25%. The settlement did not slow the model down. It just required them to ask permission first. LG did not need a settlement to understand where the money was. According to TechWiser analysis of LG's 2024 earnings, LG's advertising business generated nearly $700 million in 2024 alone, not from selling televisions, but from selling information about what their television owners watch. Think about that number. LG earned more from their customers' viewing habits than most companies earn from their actual products. The hardware margin on a modern television, the difference between what it costs to manufacture and what it sells for, is, according to academic research published in 2025 in the journal Convergence, less than 1%. Less than 1% on the device itself, 50% or higher on the advertising data collected through the device. The television sitting in your living room has a business model that looks almost identical to what we examined with gas stations. The thing on the label is not the thing generating the profit. And this is the part that changes how most people feel about the television they chose. On December 15, 2025, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed simultaneous lawsuits against 5 of the world's largest television manufacturers: Samsung, Sony, LG, Hisense, and TCL. The state alleged that each company had used ACR technology to capture screenshots of consumer screens as frequently as every 500 milliseconds, 2 captures per second, without providing meaningful, informed consent. Courts issued temporary restraining orders against Hisense and Samsung within days, blocking them from collecting, selling, or sharing ACR data on Texas residents. On February 26, 2026, Samsung became the first manufacturer to settle. Samsung agreed to stop collecting data without explicit consent from Texas residents and to rewrite their consent screens to be, in the words of the settlement, clear and conspicuous. Sony, LG, Hisense, and TCL are still fighting the lawsuits as of April 2026. The Texas AG's office specifically noted that Hisense and TCL are Chinese-owned companies, raising concerns in the filing about potential foreign government access to American household viewing data. Paxton called ACR technology an uninvited, invisible digital invader. Here is the detail that the lawsuit revealed that most coverage missed. According to court documents, users cannot actually stop ACR data collection by adjusting their settings. They can only limit how the data is used after it is collected. The surveillance, according to Texas attorneys, continues regardless of user preferences in most implementations. Additionally, multiple users have documented that ACR settings reset to enabled after firmware updates, particularly on Samsung and Vizio devices. The opt-in takes one click during initial TV setup. Turning it off, according to internal Samsung testing documented in court filings, requires navigating through settings to a point where the fastest a trained QA engineer, someone who had memorized the route, could complete the process was 4 minutes and 12 seconds. The average user who tried to read each disclosure took 11 minutes and 44 seconds and gave up before finishing. That gap between 1 click in and 11 minutes out is not an accident. It is a design decision. There are approximately 292 million smart TVs currently in American homes, according to industry tracking data. 82% of us TV households own at least one. The average home has two. If you want to turn off ACR on the television you own right now, the settings vary by brand. On a Samsung, go to Settings, then General and Privacy, then Terms and Privacy, then Disable Viewing Information Services. On an LG, go to Settings, All Settings, General, System, Additional Settings, then turn off Live Plus. On a Vizio, go to Menu, System, Reset and Admin, then turn off Viewing Data. On Sony, go to Settings, Device Preferences, then disable Samba Interactive TV. On Roku, TCL, and Hisense devices, go to Settings, Privacy, Smart TV Experience, and turn off Use Info from TV inputs. One warning, check these settings again after your next firmware update. They have been documented resetting to enabled automatically. 2 screenshots per second. 75% of American households. A business model where the TV itself earns less than 1% margin and the data it collects earns 50%. The device in your living room watching what you watch has been more profitable as a surveillance tool than as a television for years. The only thing that changed recently is that a state government finally decided to say so in court. Do you own a Samsung, LG, or Vizio smart TV right now? Go check your settings before you watch anything else tonight, then come back and tell me what you found. I want to know how many of these are still switched on. The next video covers another device in your home that is running a system almost nobody knows about, and it has been doing it since the day you plugged it in. Subscribe and you will see it when it drops.